Hey guys, this is RyGuyGaming here today, and I am back with another Roblox scripting tutorial. Please excuse my voice, it is a little in the morning and I just woke up. But today, for New Year's today, we are going to be doing firework tutorial. I'm going to show you how to put fireworks in your place, and these are handled on the client, so even if a client is having a slow time with these, it shouldn't affect everyone else. So just try to keep that in mind, that these can be pretty laggy, not too bad, just the particles when you are placing in fireworks, so don't spam the crap out of the fireworks, please. And so yeah, let's go ahead and I will show you how to do this. So I have 5 of the same script, but really you only need one. It's a local script, but first let me show you how to make the actual firework. So a firework is pretty much the same way we did snow. It's just an invisible part. But inside of that we have a particle emitter, just like with the snow, and I have disabled it, but let me go ahead and enable it. And you can see that it's a pretty crazy particle effect. So let's go down the properties and I'll show you what I did to them to try to give them a firework feel. So I went ahead and I put up the light emission and the light influence just as something that looks nice. And then I set the size to be really big when it starts out. So at 3, you can set it bigger if you'd like. If you feel like yours is too small, like maybe I can try a 4 and then have it go down to like whatever you want it to by the end. And then the next thing, I just left the default texture because it actually looks pretty good for fireworks, as you saw. And then the transparency, like the snow, I just had it go away over time. I'm pretty sure if I go see how it kind of fades out over time before they completely disappear. If you don't want that, like maybe you could do something a little more less drastic, like for example put one right here that's the same as this one, so a 0 here, and that way they'll just stay more solid longer before they eventually fade out into nothing. Now when it comes to the other stuff, make sure that locked to part is checked, because these parts are going to be moving around a lot, and if the particles aren't locked, it's going to look all wanky. And then make sure that you are firing. It doesn't really matter which angle you fire from, because we are going to be firing 180 to 180, so it will fire all the way around this thing. Make sure you disable it once you have it all set up. Make sure the lifetime is acceptable. I recommend the lifetime doesn't matter too much because you're going to be deleting this thing really quick anyway, so I've found that, you know, anything works, whatever you feel like looks good for you. Just make sure that it's really big, because this will only be flashing on the screen for about a fraction of a second. Same with the rate and the speed. Make sure that they make the firework look ridiculously big, because your firework won't turn out this big when you push play. So go ahead, and once you're done with that, go ahead and disable it. We'll pick your color, of course, disable it, and then create any other fireworks you would want. So I just have mine, they're just different colors, but maybe you could do different sizes and stuff too, and just put them in a fireworks folder. Then inside of starter player scripts, inside of the local script, put your fireworks. Now let's look at the local script. So this is pretty much the same way we handled the snow. So the first thing we do is we actually get the firework folder, and by waiting for the child inside of the script, and I'm not sure why you have to do it like this, but for some reason working with the camera and everything is kind of wanky, but I've just found that it works best if you clone the folder and then destroy the original and then move it into the camera. For some reason that's the only way I could get that to work. And then for each of the fireworks, basically you're just going to change its position. Now this is what you're going to have to change because not everyone's place is the same size, obviously. So this is what I found the best to be for the original base plate. You know, if you open up a new place and you get your base plate. So if you just have the base plate size for your place, this should be fine for you. Unless you have taller buildings, then you'll probably want to change this middle one because this will be the Y height of the fireworks between 75 and 100. So if you find your fireworks are going too low, change the middle one. Otherwise, you're going to need to change the X and the Z. Now, the way to figure out the range between which your fireworks should spawn, I recommend clicking on your base plate and hopefully it's positioned at about 0, 0, 0. As you can see, the base plate is just a little bit lower than 0 on the Y value, but that's fine. That doesn't matter. But as you can see, X and Z, it's positioned at 0, 0. So that makes it really easy. We just take the size of the part X and Z and we divide it by 2. And then that's what we use for the negative and positive range. You know, because if it starts at 0, that means there's 200 and whatever 6 this way, there's 200 and whatever 6 this way in the negative direction, and so it will spawn between the edges of the base plate. You could increase that range a little bit to have them spawn off the base plate, but that's what I like. And so you will have to do some math and change these two math.randoms around according to the size of your place. Probably just trial and error is the best way to handle this. Then we go ahead and enable the particle emitter inside of the firework, and then we create an explosion. You don't have to have the explosion. I just kind of like it because it makes it look like the firework is actually exploding. This is just a really tiny explosion. It doesn't damage anything, and it just puts itself in the firework, and then after 25 seconds the firework turns up. Sorry, not 25 seconds, a 25th of a fourth of a second, that's what I'm trying to say. After a fourth of a second the firework turns off, and then it will start the cycle over again. Now this is probably best. So if I just have one local script like this and then I run it, for example, actually that won't work if I run it. I have to be in game because this runs on the client. So if I just have one script, you can see that only one firework will pop off at a time, which is maybe that's what you want. But if you want multiple fireworks to go off at the same time, just go ahead and copy the script a bunch of times like that, and now I will have 5 simultaneous fireworks going off, and you can see that it looks really nice. Again, you can tweak the fireworks, make them as big as you want. You can get rid of the explosion if you don't like it. I've found that probably adjusting the speed and the rate, I think, yeah, speed and rate would probably help you make the fireworks look bigger or smaller. But that's just what I've found. And so hopefully that was helpful. One more thing that I did forget to mention, make sure that the parts you use for the fireworks are anchored, or else they'll fall on the ground and the fireworks will look like they're falling and it will look pretty weird. So just make sure that the firework holders are anchored. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. So hopefully, I know it's New Year's Eve, hopefully you have enough time to kind of like throw this into your place if you want it, set the time to midnight or whatever, and you know, just have a grand old time with fireworks in your place. I probably might, if I don't get lazy, might put some in my own place. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed and you're new, please subscribe. If you aren't new, or if you are new, please share this video. I probably should release this earlier than New Year's Eve, but it would be nice to see a bunch of fireworks all over Roblox. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, please share this video with a buddy, with anyone who's a developer, so that they can get fireworks in their place and we can show some New Year's spirit. Is that what they call it? I don't know. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.